with pure mineral pigments and more than 2,000 sheets of gold leaf applied to Japanese handmade paper. Sounds a lot like marriage, I thought, as I read the descriptive words handmade and labor-intensive. The longer I studied the image, the more it spoke to me. You've glanced at the painting, but look again. A secure tree, reaching heavenward, is the kind of wife I want to be. Strong, always growing upward toward the one who made me, and outward toward those he gave me to love and shelter. Now, count the panels. 9 large panels make up the whole image, each one necessary for the overall effect, yet each an incomplete work if removed from the whole. The separate panels represent so much of the complexity of marriage. Each panel must work with the others to create the finished image of golden pine. So too, as a wife, I must work in a multifaceted way in my marriage. Some situations where I function as a wife call for empathy and silence, and some for strong yet kind words of truth. Sometimes I help my husband in practical, tangible ways. Sometimes I help by backing off, and sometimes I help with words that are a gentle nudging, a reminder, an encouragement to keep trusting. Just as one panel of the painting features roots and another the trunk, I see my life in pieces too, as helper and lover, one who respects, believes, and trusts. Yet all must work together, connected, intertwined daily, like the roots of a tree that dig into the ground and the limbs on the branches that forever twirl and twist outward. The panels of golden pine work together to create a complete image. Marriage is to be like this painting, strong, growing, multifaceted, richly developed, and reflecting the light of its creator. Which reminds me of an important truth about marriage. I've not seen the actual painting of golden pine since it hangs in Hong Kong. Someday, perhaps. But viewing this reproduction seems so much like viewing any marriage from afar. We do not know the depth of beauty and grace in the marriages around us, nor can we see in other marriages what the artist might have done if not stopped by unbelief. But to see God create and rescue and redeem in my marriage is like the experience of seeing a Mako masterpiece up close, which I have in New York City. His work is stunning and seems to glow from within as if touched by the light of heaven. So too, God wants my marriage and yours to inspire wonder in those who are close enough to see the radiant beauty only He can create. How I want this for my marriage and yours, not only to see God's design clearly, but to experience His gifts deeply. Both husbands and wives are imperfect humans, and we often have a difficult time blending all aspects of our lives in a balanced way. I've often felt the need to focus on one aspect of my life so that I can get it right. I always tend to think there is a right way. But in doing so, I neglect other areas. In Mako's painting, I see how each panel, like each function in marriage, is important and not interchangeable. When Mako was creating golden pine, he worked on all 9 panels simultaneously, so that what he executed on the lower left panel connected to the panel to the right and the one above. He had to keep the whole in mind while working on each individual piece. We must do the same as wives. My gifts and my responsibilities in marriage cannot be isolated one from the other. It is part of the challenge and the mystery of marriage, how we cooperate with God, who designed us for this, remembering it is He who is at work in you.